And welcome back. So let's talk about the scenes of Rook within Alien Romulus, because it's when some very important details of the story are explained. They use the image of Ian Holm, who played the character Ash in the first movie, and placed it on the body of the synthetic they found in the station. It also has the same voice, or at least very close to being the same. The body was already damaged, but they hook it up to a computer system and manage to talk to Science Officer Rook. But once he's activated, the first thing he talks about is the need to secure Z01 compound, must complete the mission. They were hoping to get some information from Rook about the facehugger that's attached to Navarro's face, but he doesn't help them in a way they need. He just tells them, run and get out, or they should just finish her off before it's too late. Rook would tell them the facehugger has planted a seed that will amalgamate with her DNA and grow out of her. The creature he's talking about is XX121 Xenomorph. He talks about the crew aboard the Nostromo that made contact with this specimen about 2 decades ago. Out of the 7 crew members, only 1 survived. She blew the creature out of the airlock, and the company was searching for it ever since. About 170 days ago, the company found the body. They thought it expired, but even with lack of oxygen or food, it had no effect on it. The body of the alien was preserved inside this hard material. They cut it open, and that's when everything got worse. The creature was still alive. It wreaked havoc on the station until the security forces shot it down. Rain comes up with an idea to cryo-freeze the facehugger's tail in hopes of removing the parasite off Navarro's face, and it works. Rook would also try to influence Andy's decisions in the matter, as far as not allowing Navarro back on the ship, because she is now a danger to everyone. Bjorn and Navarro would try to escape, but their ship crashes back inside the space station. Andy would have a personal conversation with Rook. His primary directive then gets overwritten by Rook. His goal now is to complete the mission Rook had before: retrieve compound Z01, return to Jackson Colony, and await for Weyland-Yutani. Andy's personality also changes. He becomes more confident and controlling over situations. When Andy, Tyler, and Rain reach the Romulus lab, this scene gives us more information about what experiments were being done here. Rook told Andy about the colonies that are failing: unbearable temperatures, new diseases every cycle, toxic mine fumes. It's all one unforeseen tragedy after the other. Mankind was never truly suited for space colonization. They are simply too fragile, too weak. The work of this station interchanged that. The perfect organism, that's how we should refer to human beings. So he set this wrong right. He took its gift for humanity. Inside the parasite's own bioengineered DNA, he discovered a unique, non-Newtonian fluid, life, in its most primal, unadulterated form. This microorganism might be the most destructive pathogen ever observed, but it was synthesized in the lab. It was the miracle that Mr. Weyland tried to search for. Prometheus Fire, the divine gift to humanity. Z01 contains the genome responsible for the Xeno's ability to accelerate and slow down metabolism at will. It can rewrite the host's DNA through its blood. This is a much needed and well overdue upgrade for humanity. He simply cannot wait for evolution anymore. But Rook does not tell them everything. Compound Z01 has a major side effect. Exposure to it will lead to mutation within the body, as it was shown on screen when a rat goes through this process, and the end result is shown beside the monitor. And of course, at the end of the movie, we see what happens when a newborn human baby is exposed to compound Z01. As I said before, it looks like a deformed body of a human with features of the neomorph from Alien Covenant, a tail, some holes in its back, and the head or face of an engineer. It seems like the main purpose of compound Z01 was to make humans into the perfect organism, but the benefits still come with major side effects, so that's why they still need further development on it. There's also some information from the book Alien Out of the Shadows. They were able to extend the story of Ash after the first movie. Before the Nostromo was destroyed, he was able to upload his consciousness to the shuttle systems. It was the one Ripley was in at the end of the movie. A mini vessel called the Marion would send out a local distress signal because their antenna for long-range signals was damaged. They also had an encounter with aliens. Their signal gets picked up by the Narcissus, which is secretly controlled by Ash. Ash would find out there are aliens aboard the Marion mining vessel. He is still trying to fulfill Special Order 937, which is to recover one of the creatures, so he changes the shuttle's course and brings Ripley there, which leads to another story. But in the end, Ash's AI gets wiped from the system with a computer virus. There was another story where the company knew about the alien but lied to Ripley. In the comic book story, Aliens Earth War, Ripley is awakened from her sleep aboard the Sulaco. She meets Captain Hankerson, and he's aware of what Ripley has encountered on LV-426. Even though the corporation says they had no tapes of the events on LV-426, they lied to Ripley. She learns that when Kane did a recon of the derelict ship, his camera recorded everything. Earth knew about the creatures from the very beginning. They just kept it a secret. The inboard suit recorders logged everything. The Nostromo's android dumped the data into the escape pod's computer long before she destroyed his body and blew up the Nostromo. They assumed this creature was incubating the alien spore when it died. Command believes it was some sort of navigator or pilot. But the company has a different interest this time. The monsters, they're just animals. But this creature represents sentient life, capable of navigation, construction, and maybe more. Ripley then warns him the distress signal was actually a warning. Captain Hankerson says this is a scientific expedition. All he needs is a guide. But Ripley refuses. If Ripley does not help him on the mission, Captain Hankerson said he might wake up Corporal Hicks and Newt. So Ripley has no choice. She spends one last moment with Newt, and then she leaves her. She joins another crew aboard another ship and watches as the Sulaco drifts further and further away, and this branches into another story. So that's it for this video about Compound Z01 in Alien Romulus, and some other stories that are kind of similar. One where Ash's story gets continued after Alien, and the other one showing that the company knew about the alien all along. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like on it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
We know there are propaganda chemicals transmitted between your brothers and sisters. We know you have rudimentary broad-spectrum sight that you can hear. But there is more to your kind, isn't there? A hive mind beyond any clumsy biochemical exchange. What is buried in your mind, I wonder? What precious commodity